In this class, it's all about the composition of an atom. And this is our lesson 1. Are you ready? Are you excited? Let's go. So what is an atom made up of? What and what do we see inside an atom? First, I'd like you to note this. Hold on a bit. The complete series of classes, right, as far as your syllabus is concerned regarding your JAMB and WAEC, everything has been covered in details for you in the LearnLift app. And guess what? The sweet part is that you have access to your CBT, right? You have access to your video lessons. You have access to your notes. You have access to your past questions. Everything from the beginning to the end is directly in the LearnLift app for you. So all you have to do is just mark down to Play Store or App Store and download the LearnLift app where you follow all your classes from the beginning to the end. A quick one before we move. Let's get back to class. Enjoy. And never forget that an atom is made up of 2 major parts. Oh yes, how many parts? There are 2 parts in every atom. Let's say this here is an atom, right? It has 2 parts. The first part is the nucleus. The nucleus. Where is the nucleus located? At the center of the atom. That's where you have the nucleus. And number 2 component of the atom is called the surrounding shells. In other words, the shells, they are number 2. The nucleus, number 1, is a component or part of the atom. Number 2 are the surrounding shells. And these surrounding shells, they are situated in such a way that they are at a fixed distance, right, from the nucleus. In other words, the distance between the nucleus and the shells, they are what? Fixed. So give me the 2 things that you see inside your atom, the nucleus and the shell. The nucleus is at the center, while the shells now surrounds the what? The nucleus. If you get that very fast, no stress. Don't forget that nucleus is made up of 2 major things. What and what is nucleus made up of? 2, protons and neutrons. So you always see protons and you will always see neutrons coming together to form the nucleus of an atom. Where is your proton from this diagram? Where is the neutrons? Now look at it. These guys that are green, the green guys there, what are they? They form what is called the protons and they are positively charged. The red guy here, they form what is called the neutrons. The neutrons, the 2 of them together, they form the nucleus of the atom. Now, we said that number 1 component of every atom is the nucleus. Number 2, of course, is the shell, right? The shell is what surrounds the nucleus. And of course, what does the shell contain? It contains the electrons. So where are the electrons? The electrons are the ones that are inside the shell. So these guys here like this. All these guys like this, what are they? They are the electrons. What is the charge of the electron? They are negatively charged. And don't forget that the electrons, they are in a constant motion. They are moving constantly around the nucleus of the atom. Again, give me the 2 things that you see that your atom is made up of. Number 1 is called your nucleus. Number 2 is called your shell. Inside the nucleus, there is protons and there is what? Neutrons. Now, the shell, what does it contain? It contains the electrons. And the electrons are in constant motion around the nucleus of the atom. So you see it now. Now, you get that very fast. Answer this question for me. So when it comes to creating an account, right? This is the interface of the app that you can see. You can see create account and you can also see login. Now, what you do is this. As a new user, I don't have an account yet, so you don't need to go and log in. You go and create an account as a new user. Click on that create account button. Once you click on it, the next thing is put your phone number. Place in your phone number. You can see +234. Then put your phone number, whatever your phone number is. If you don't have phone, you can use your mommy's phone number and put it there, right? Or your daddy's phone number. Use it and then you can proceed and create the account. So let's go. So once you create the account, you are putting your phone number. What happened? Put your name, your correct phone number, please. Put your name. If your name is John, what do you fill in there? John. And then your last name, Frank. Fill in John Frank. And what's your email address? Okay, if your email address is johnfrank3@gmail.com, you fill it there. And then your password, very important. You create your own password, 6 digits. You can use your phone number, the first 6 digits of your phone number, or the last 6 digits of your phone number, or you can, okay, since the your name is John Frank. You can say, okay, my password name is John, right? John 1, 2, 3. And then you go and repeat the same thing, confirm password. What will you type there? Your John what? 1, 2, 3. You can decide to view it to yes, and then see whether you are doing the same thing, whether what you are doing is correct, right? All you have to do is just click the I button there and then you view it. And then come to select education. You are preparing for JAMB or WAEC. In select education, there are 4 plans there. University, that's for people that are in university. Probably 100 level, 200 level, right? Yes, their classes are also there. Secondary, for those in secondary school, primary. But for JAMB and WAEC, click WAEC JAMB Pursue TME, right? As the select education. Select level. You are not preparing for Pursue TME, you are preparing for JAMB and WAEC, right? Okay, click on the what? JAMB and what? WAEC. And then create your account. 2 seconds. Plus, you don't enter. It will load and then it will open for you. And it will tell you, welcome, John, right? Your classes are now what? Ready. What do? Start learning. JAMB 1973 question 28. The same question was repeated 2021 question 27, and the question all the way says the nucleus of an atom contains. What is it that you see in the nucleus of an atom? I just gave it to you. 2 things that you see in the nucleus of an atom. Number 1, is it your protons only? No, it's not true. Number 2, option B says neutrons only. It's not only neutrons. Option C says protons and electrons. Electrons are in the shell. They have no business with the nucleus. So this guy is also wrong. Option D says your protons and your neutrons. Your protons and neutrons, they are in the nucleus of an atom. And that makes option what? D the correct answer. Sure, it makes sense. JAMB, they don't play with this. Even WAEC. If you get that very quickly with me, there's what is called your fundamental subatomic particles. What did I call them? Fundamental subatomic particles. How many fundamental subatomic particles do we have? There are 3 of them. Let me just give you down. The acronym for them is called your PEN. What is your PEN? Number 1 is called your protons. Number 2, they are the what? Electrons. And number 3, they are the what? The neutrons. So the 3 of them form an acronym called PEN. Your protons and neutrons, the 2 of them, what will they form? They will form the nucleus of the atom. Electrons, where are they? You see them in the shell. Does it make sense? Okay, let's treat them one after the other. First, I'd like you to note this, that an atom is composed of 3 types of subatomic particles. Now listen, there are a lot of subatomic particles, right? As you move in physics, you will hear a lot of them. But when we say fundamental subatomic particles, they are the basic subatomic particles that you must know. They are just 3: PEN, protons, electrons, neutrons. Let's start with the first. The first is the protons. The protons are found in the nucleus. I don't need to tell you again. Now, from your PEN, P-E-N, what and what is in the nucleus? Your protons and your neutrons. They are in the nucleus of the atom, right? So your protons, where do we see them? In the nucleus of the atom. And protons, they are positively charged particles. They are positively charged. Number 2 is called the electrons. Where do you see the electrons? Nice. You see them in the shells. And because they are in the shells, I gave you their charge. They will keep orbiting around the nucleus of the atom. What's their charge? Of course, they are negatively what? Charged. Don't forget that. And then the third is called the neutrons. The neutrons are also in the nucleus. What is their charge? They are neutral. If something is neutral, it means it has no charge. Which one has no charge out of the 3 of them? Are they the protons, the electrons, or the neutrons? The neutrons have no charge. Protons, P for protons. Don't forget, P for protons, P for positive. So your protons are positively charged. E for electrons. Electrons are what? Negatively charged. Negatively charged. They are the electrons. Protons are positive. Electrons are negative. Neutrons are neutral. Again, the fundamental subatomic particles, how many are they? There are 3 of them. What's the acronym? PEN. is the correct answer. Does it make sense? So when you just remember pen, protons, electrons, neutrons, you already know what to do there, right? Beautiful. If you get that very quickly with me, look at this very fast. Let me draw your attention to something. Please don't forget that I've established that your protons, right, they are what? Positively charged particles. They are positively charged. Positive, positive, positive. Your electrons are what? Negatively charged. Negative, 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 negative. Your neutrons are neutral. So what's their charge? 0. So the charge is 0 there. Protons, P for protons, P for positive, right? They are positively what? Charged. E for electrons. Electrons are what? Negatively charged. Your neutrons are what? Neutral. That's why they are what? 0. But please, there is what we call your relative mass of your protons, electrons, and neutrons. That's the most important area now. Now, regarding the relative mass of your protons, electrons, and your neutrons, please flow with me. Your protons, they are in the nucleus. Neutrons, they are also in the nucleus, right? Protons and your nucleus, their mass, right, is almost the same. That's why we approximate them to give us what? 1, 1. Protons and neutrons, they are in the nucleus of the atom. Their respective masses are 1, 1. When you come to electrons are not like that. Electrons, their mass is negligible. What makes the mass to be negligible? Because the mass of your electrons compared to your proton, right? Electron is what? 1 all over 1840. What is it? 1 all over 1840. 1 all over 1840. You remember it that way. That's the easiest way. 1 all over 1840. Now, this is it very quickly that you must hold tight. In other words, your protons and your electrons, which one will have higher mass? The one that has the higher mass is the what? Your protons. The mass of electrons are negligible. It is 1 divided by 1840. So it's that small and negligible. In other words, you can even say your protons, right, is 1840 times the mass of electron. How many times? 1840 times the mass of what? Electron. That's what protons will give you. That's why we say that electrons are what? Negligible. Now that you have created your account, right, for you to start learning, what do you do? Okay, you can see that your use of English is there, mathematics is there, biology is there, physics is there, chemistry is there. Your classes are organized. They are all there for you, right? What do you do? Okay, I want to start learning biology. So click on the biology. Immediately you click on it. Living organisms. That's chapter 1, right? Oh yes, that's strictly to your JAMB syllabus. And what happened? Let's say, for example, you want to watch your class on cell and probably cell structure, right? What happens is that you click on it. Immediately you click on it, you see all the classes will display history of cell, types of cells, cell organelles, and all of that. Okay, sir, I want to watch history of cells. You click on the history of cells immediately. Hello, friends. Your class will start playing for you. It's easy and it will start playing for you easy and direct. And what happened? You can even choose to make it full screen, right? Make it full screen. What happens? You are started learning and you are enjoying your classes. In fact, you may choose to say, okay, I want to download my classes. In fact, you can fast forward, you can take it backwards, you can pause, you can rewind, anyone you want to do. You can even say, oh, sir, I want to download my classes, right? Probably you use NightSub just to click on download buttons. When you click on download button, you see the download. Before you know what will happen, the download will start what? Loading. As it starts loading, you can see it is moving. And then it's enter your phone. Are you getting it now? You can now go and start watching your downloaded classes. You can download as many classes as possible as you want to download. Now, you can even choose to say, okay, sir, that's the notes underneath it. It's the same thing for everything. I want to download my notes. All you have to do is click on the download for your notes. Before you know what is happening, it has entered your phone. You may choose to come to the notes, right? Under the characteristics of living things, let me open the notes and read the notes and go through the past questions. So you see, well organized and structured notes, direct to the points. focusing on your syllabus for you. There are past questions for you in abundance. You see, you have your past questions here. You can choose to say, okay, I want to zoom it in, right? And then the same thing for all subjects. And you are following. The answers are there. Number one answer is B. Why is the answer B? It is explained for you in details. Every singular thing. And then you are following your classes. You are done with that. You come to the next. You see your notes. Everything structured and organized to the core. In fact, at the end of the day, there is a blow kiss for you. You have done well. Get out. You too much. Everything is structured and organized for you in the app, right? And you can now choose to say, okay, sir, what about chemistry classes or physics classes? You can do same. Use of English, all of them, they are there. When you click on your chemistry classes, what happens? Separation of mixtures and purification. All of them are in line with your JAMB syllabus. Chemical combination, right? It just goes straight. You see, chapter 1 alone has 39 videos. 39, you sit yourself down, and you start learning. And you are following all of them one after the what? Order. Does it make sense? Are you with me? When you want to access your download classes, all you have to do is just scroll down right on your home interface. Go to your access your download classes. Start now. You start. You see them, right? In fact, you may even choose to go and practice CBT, right, or past question. Let's say, for example, I go to my CBT, the one that has to do with my my biology. Then I want to take all the questions on that cell, probably your WAEC cell or the JAMB question on it, right? Just to click on it. So you see, all the questions are there. There are 40 questions there for you already. All of them on that cell. What happened? Which of the following cell inclusion can destroy other cell organelles? Probably you now say, oh, some answer is lysosomal. You choose it, you go to next like that. At the end of the day, you see your answer, see your corrections. All of these things are in the LearnLift app directly for you. Are you with me? So as far as your JAMB 2025 is concerned, my dear, you don't have an excuse whatsoever to have anything less than 300. Are you with me? All your classes are available for you. All you have to do, start learning now.
Download the LearnLift app now.
Please, I'd like you never to forget that. Don't forget that the mass of protons is roughly equal to that of what? Your neutrons. That's why both of them are 1, 1. But when you come to electron, it's not like that. The mass of electron is 1 all over what? 1840 of the mass of what? Protons, making it much more smaller than protons. Or you can say proton is what? 1840 times the mass of what? Electron. And then don't forget this very quickly with me, that it indicates to us, right, that most of the atom's mass, where is it situated? It is concentrated in the nucleus, because your protons and your neutrons, they form the nucleus. Proton is, the mass is almost 1. Neutron as well, approximately 1. If they are 1, 1, and then your electron is that negligible, where is the mass of your atom centered? Of course, in the nucleus, because the protons and the neutrons are in the nucleus of an atom. Does it make sense? If you get that, and let's go. Answer this question. JAMB 2002 question 43. They brought this powerful switch question. The question says, which of the following statements is true of a proton? Which of them is true regarding your proton? Let's go. Option A say the mass of proton is 1.0008 grams. Is that the mass of protons? I don't know. Option B say the mass of proton is 1/12 of the molar mass of carbon. Is that what they're asking us? Option C say the mass of proton is 1840 times the mass of electron. 1840 times. Option D says the total mass of proton in a particular nucleus is always half the nuclear mass. What is the correct answer? Correct. Baby girl, you are correct. The answer is what? Option C. Why? The mass of protons is 1840. 1840 times that of the electrons. Or you can say the mass of electron is 1 all over 1840, right? Compared to that of your what? Your protons. Does it make sense? Answer this question for me. JAMB 2005, question 24. The question says, the component of an atom that contributes least to its mass is the... What will contribute least to the mass? In your pen, protons, electrons, neutrons. Your proton is 1, electron and neutron is 1. Proton, neutron, they are approximately the same, 1, 1. But electron is 1 all over 1840. Which one is the smallest? Of course, 1 all over 1840 is the smallest. Option A is nucleus. Option B says neutron. Option C says electron. Option D says proton. Which one will contribute the least mass? Of course, now I'll show you the wine. What is the answer? Electron. Option what? C. Out of them. So you see, very easy, simple, cheap, and direct. Now that you get this and you understand it very quickly, guess what? I'll see you in the next class. But in that next class, we're going to be looking at something sweet where I'll take you around your nuclear particles, right? Those nuclear particles, we're going to dwell on what we call your nucleons. If you watch, I've told you nucleus, I've told you neutrons. Now we want to go and look at your nucleons, right? Oh yes, beautiful. But please go to my notes. Always at the end of every class, right? You must not forget to always go through the notes, run through them very, very well. Practice CBT and tell a friend about the LearnLift app. Very, very important. This is just the beginning. There are a lot of questions loaded in this. And please don't forget that every Sunday evening, right, we carry out what is called your JAMB talks. Just 1 hour talk between your 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Well, I'm going to be talking to you directly and ensuring that you are preparing solidly well. If you are not yet part of our WhatsApp community, ensure you are part of our WhatsApp community and you are following up regarding every single thing back to back. For now, I remain your G Sir Peter. Bro, peace out. Bye-bye. See you in the next class. Hope you've enjoyed this class. Guess what? To follow up for more classes, just download the LearnLift app, whether on Play Store or App Store, and then follow up your classes. You must do extremely well. I'll see you in class. Bye-bye.